Chico Lachowski, the supermodel who became viral on social media, especially Instagram Reels, where clips of his runway moments and behind-the-scenes footage rack up millions of views. And let's be honest, it's not just his fashion that made him go viral. He blew up online because his face became a major part of the looksmaxxing movement, alongside other supermodels like Jordan Barrett and Sean Aubrey. His jawline, symmetrical features, and that natural beauty made him the blueprint for a lot of what people now consider the ideal look in modeling. His pretty face is regarded as one of the most perfect in the industry. He's worked with the biggest names in fashion: Versace, Dolce & Gabbana, Balmain, Hugo Boss, Tommy Hilfiger, Armani, DKNY, and even Dior. So how did a teenager from Brazil become an international supermodel? How did he get discovered and go viral on social media? In this video, we'll take a closer look at Chico Lachowski, his career, how he got married, his children, and how he became one of the most recognizable faces in the modeling world. Chico Lachowski was born on May 13, 1991, in Curitiba, Brazil, but he actually spent the first 8 years of his life in Foz do Iguaçu, a Brazilian city famous for its waterfalls. Although Chico grew up in Brazil, he proudly considers himself Polish. His father, Roberto Lachowski, is an engineer of full Polish descent. Roberto always supported Chico's choices, even if modeling wasn't exactly what he expected. Chico's mom, Maria Costa Lachowski, comes from Santa Catarina, Brazil, and she's got Portuguese, German, and Italian roots. She's a warm-hearted woman who raised 3 kids and now enjoys being a grandmother. And Chico's always been a mama's boy. Their bond is still strong, even with all the fame. He also has 2 sisters, Isabella and Marcella. Isabella lives in the United States. She's a lifestyle blogger and involved in children's charities. Marcella, the older sister, studied economics at EDA University and now works as an economist. She loves fashion, traveling, and is super family-oriented, just like the rest of them. As for Chico, after high school, he started studying industrial design in college. But deep down, he wasn't sure if that was really his thing. Modeling wasn't on his radar either, although he had a friend who was modeling locally, and it kind of crossed his mind, but he never really went for it. Then came the random twist of fate. His cousin, Natalia Canali, who studied fashion design, asked him to walk in a small graduation runway show at her school. They needed guys who looked like models, and the pay was $100. Chico was 17, had nothing else going on, and figured why not. It turns out that show ended up changing his life. Someone from Ford Model spotted him there and invited him to the agency. They had him take modeling classes, which Chico later said felt a little weird. But he stuck with it. After the classes, they encouraged him to enter a modeling contest. That's when things really took off. He entered the Ford Men's Supermodel of the World contest in Sao Paulo in late 2008 and won the Brazilian edition. That victory earned him a $60,000 contract with Ford Models and a ticket to the global finals in New York. He didn't win the global title, but it didn't matter. Agencies were already paying attention. One of the first things people notice about Chico is his height. He stands at 6 feet 3 inches, and in the modeling world, that kind of height is gold. It gives him a powerful silhouette that long lean frame designers love to dress. Whether he's walking the runway or posing for a campaign, he commands attention without even trying. It's not just about being tall, it's about how that height works with his symmetrical features, facial harmony, and that effortlessly pretty face. All of it together gave Chico a unique edge, the kind you can't fake or train into someone. By January 2009, Chico was signed with Ford Models and started modeling internationally. He moved to Paris, and his first big break came quickly, a campaign for Dior. From there, his rise was fast. Once Chico signed with Ford Models and landed that first Dior campaign, it was like the fashion world collectively said, "Yep, he's the guy." From there, his schedule filled up fast. We're talking runway shows for the biggest names in the game: Jean Paul Gaultier, Dior, Versace, Dolce & Gabbana, Squared, Gucci, Roberto Cavalli, Thierry Mugler, Balmain, and Armani. Not just one-off shows either, Chico became a regular. The kind of face designers requested by name. And it wasn't just about walking runways, editors wanted him too. He started popping up in fashion magazines like Vogue and GQ, not just once, but over and over again. He became one of those faces that felt familiar, even if you couldn't name him right away. There was just something undeniably photogenic about him, that pretty boy meets classic handsome vibe that worked across styles and brands. In 2016, Models.com gave him the Model of the Year Men Reader's Choice Award, a title that actually reflects real fan love. That same year, he popped up in Kanye West's Wolves music video alongside big names in fashion and music, showing that Chico wasn't just a model, he was crossing over into pop culture. Chico's win was a big deal, especially because Jordan Barrett won the industry's vote that same year. Chico has always had a lot of respect for Jordan, calling him one of the most beautiful men he's ever seen. In fact, he even joked around saying that Jordan is like his little son, referring to him as my child. The two got the chance to meet and work together, and their bond is undeniable. By the end of 2018, he was still dominating. He landed the December-January cover of GQ Portugal, fresh off being named the top model in GQ Men of the Year 2018. People weren't just calling him a top model anymore, Vogue was referring to him as an Ubermodel, and W Magazine dubbed him a male model legend. By 2024, Chico Lachowski wasn't just a model, he was basically a blueprint. Within the looksmaxxing community, his face, proportions, and overall aesthetic had reached legendary status. His tall frame, facial harmony, low body fat, and and clear skin made him the kind of guy people use as a reference point in ideal face breakdowns. His name pops up all over forums and TikToks, people comparing their side profiles to his, dissecting his eyes and cheekbone structure, and trying to figure out how to replicate that effortless model to look. Alongside guys like Jordan Barrett and Sean Aubrey, Chico became a poster boy for what top-tier male beauty looks like in the modern era. Reels of Chico walking the runway or adjusting his collar backstage started flooding Instagram with captions like "Genetics hit him like a truck," or "This is what peak looks like." He wasn't just admired, he was idolized. The kind of face you show your barber or your facial surgeon. He unintentionally became the gold standard. Chico's worked with some of the biggest names in the fashion world. We're talking Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Hugo Boss, Prada, Givenchy, and Tom Ford. These aren't just brands, they're the giants of the industry. And all those campaigns and runway shows, they've helped push his net worth up to around $10 million. It's no surprise when you've got a look that makes you the go-to guy for top brands. Chico met Canadian model Jeshen Gravel Beelan back in 2010 while shooting for Huge magazine in Japan. It was one of those storybook moments. She saw him walk onto the set and was instantly struck by how pretty he was. The chemistry didn't take long to spark, and they started dating. By the end of 2013, they got married in a simple beach ceremony in Florida, with just close friends and family around. That same year, they became parents. Their first son, Milo, was born on March 25, 2013. A few years later, in 2016, their second son, Laszlo, came into the world. Now, if you scroll through Chico's Instagram, you'll see that he's not just a model, he's a full-on family guy. Proud dad moments, cozy family pics, and little glimpses of a much quieter, grounded life outside the fashion spotlight. It's honestly kind of wholesome. Chico's not all about the runway and photo shoots. He's got a bunch of hobbies that show a totally different side of him. For starters, he's a skilled skateboarder and sometimes brings that into his modeling shoots. Francisco can speak Portuguese, French, English, and Spanish, and even knows a bit of Italian. With that mix of languages, he's got the world at his feet, making it easy for him to connect with fans and work across different countries. Then there's his soft side. Chico loves animals, and you can often spot his pet cat and dog making cameos on his social media. It's a little glimpse into the guy who's not just a polished model, but also a proud pet dad. Despite all the serious runway walks and high-fashion looks, off-camera Chico is pretty laid back. He's got a playful, goofy side that keeps things fun and lighthearted. Whether it's cracking jokes or just messing around, he doesn't take himself too seriously. And if that's not enough, he's into tennis, cycling, and soccer. Chico knows how to balance work with play and keeps his life outside of modeling just as exciting. And that's the story of Chico Lachowski, from a teenage kid in Brazil to one of the most iconic male models of our time. Not just a pretty face, but a guy who somehow made legendary looks feel effortless. He didn't force the image, didn't chase the trends, he was the trend.
My name is Chico Lachowski from Ford in New York, and I have 18 years old from Brazil.
Okay, so that's it. You're here in Malpensa Airport and you're leaving us and going to Paris. Thank you very much for spending a day with us. Hope you had fun.
Yeah. I had fun and I'm so excited to go to Paris. That's it.
So, good luck.
Thanks too.
Thank you. Very nice. I had so much fun with you. Good luck in Paris and in the rest of these fashion weeks, whatever you do. Thank you so much.
If you're curious about whether you're genetically gifted or how rare your face really is, check out these videos.